Hello everybody and welcome back after such a long break over the winter period, for anyone who follows the channel, that is. So it's been pretty cold for quite a few months and pretty wet as well, so I've decided to do absolutely nothing on my car since there were no faults showing either on it. And today's the first day it's not sub-zero. It's sunny and it's not that cold, so I thought I'd come out and have a little look. There are a few things I need to do on the Beamer, so they'll be coming over coming weeks and that. Today I thought I'd ease myself in with a little bit of fun. There is an error that come up on the car not long ago, which was to do with barometric pressure not correlating with charge pressure. So there's some kind of intermittent issue going on inside the I think it's related to the map, but I've replaced my map sensor and the MAF has also been replaced as well, so I'm not completely sure what the problem is. But just to have a little bit of fun, I thought let's just check if I got any boost leaks anywhere on the manifold. Let's not forget that half my intake side has all been completely dismantled more than once over recent months. So how do you check for boost leaks? Well, I haven't got any specialist gear for doing it, so I've devised, well, stolen someone else's idea off YouTube, a little method for seeing if we can discover any boost leaks or any leaks, air leaks at all, from the manifold side, and also potentially see if we can find a way to test the charge side as well, down by the turbo. Anyway, I've spent £5 and another £5, so I've spent about £9 or £10 on this gear, so some significant outlay for this test, I can tell you. So let's go and have a look. So one quite common way of testing for leaks when you're looking for air leaks on your intake, your induction side, is to use a smoke machine. That would have been great actually, but I haven't got one, so I've had to make one, and I'll show you what I've made it with now. Excuse the filth that the winter has brought under the car. I'm not really one for cleaning, however I will clean this at some point, it's just not top of the list. So we're going to use a cigar, and I've just wrapped the end with sellotape so it doesn't fall apart, and we're going to use a transfer pump, which if you're not familiar, it's used usually for filling things like transfer cases and gearboxes. So it sucks in one side and blows out the other side. So the intake is this side and it's going to pump out that side. We're going to shove our cigar in this hole here, light it, and then we're going to attach a tube to this side, and we're going to push that into somewhere, not sure where, on the manifold. So the map sensor is just down here somewhere, so we could remove the map, and there's a sort of hole that's, I don't know, not quite 10mm in diameter there. And we're going to blow cigar smoke into there and see if we see any remnants of smoke emanating from the manifold area. I don't know, it might be a complete red herring and a waste of time, but let's have a laugh, eh? Why not? Now, something else which needs doing, which is on the cards, and I've known about this for a very long time, I just haven't mentioned it. If we just go in and have a look at my exhaust manifold, see that lovely white clump of stuff around there? Well, that's all my fault, and that's down to when I replaced well, yeah, when I did the timing chain job. So when I removed the exhaust manifold last time, I was going at it like 100 miles an hour, and I didn't stop to think, and I tried undoing the banjo bolt which does up the exhaust manifold pressure sensor. That's that tube that you can see with the white gunk hanging off it. Don't bother trying to undo that. I've completely knackered it, rounded it, and it won't remove and it won't do up again. So I tried that. All that white stuff you see there is exhaust paste. I was just trying to patch it up with, and it works just for a little bit, but it's a crap idea. It won't work for a very long time. So anyway, I've got a whole new exhaust manifold. Got it for hardly anything, like 20 quid off eBay. So I've got a brand new exhaust manifold, brand new exhaust gaskets. That's not a job for today, but that's something that's going to happen. So there's definitely a leak, and I know about that, on the exhaust side anyway. I don't think it's a big leak, but it's obviously reduces the amount that the turbine will spin when you put your foot down. So there's a certain amount of power you're going to lose through leaks there. So just sort of something I thought I'd mention. That's something that'll be coming up soon, separate to this. So for those that aren't familiar, literally all I've done at the minute is just take the engine cover off. That's there. Once you've got your engine cover off, you'll need to just take your air filter out. There's a couple of clips there, clip that off, pull the air filter out. I'll show you this in a second. There's a couple of bolts holding down the piece that holds the intake across the top down towards the turbo down here. So I just need to undo all that. That's the mass airflow sensor there. Going to unplug that and just hang it out the way. And then we're going to remove this sound insulation cover and then get to the manifold absolute pressure sensor. That's called the MAP sensor, and there's just 1 or 2 bolts holding that in. I think just pull it out and we've got a hole just a little bit less than the size of your finger straight into the manifold. It's a bit sunny, I don't know if any of this is going to be difficult to see, but we'll do our best. Okay, so there's 2 clips there and that loosens your air filter housing. Pull this bad boy out. There you go. That shows you all the road crap that you accumulate. This was a brand new filter only a few months back as well. Right, now this should come loose because it just sort of sits into a little thing at the bottom. There we go. Yeah, pretty dirty in there. Right, all these cables here just sort of clip into place. Oh yeah, I can't move that too much. Right. There we go. I've lost certain bits that help me keep this on over time. Alright, there we go. Goes around here. Just loosen it off. Should be enough. These here, this is your mass airflow sensor. There's a little white tab. Push the tab up first, and then just pull like that, and it just comes straight off. The sensor is just retained in here, and we're going to take this off completely now. There we go. Right, I'm going to take this off. It's been a while, my friend. Yeah, I can see all the bits now. Just while I'm under it, I can see that there's no fuel leaks. There was a point, if you watch back to one of the other videos, where we had fuel pooling in the top of the around the injectors. No signs of any of that now, so it all looks good. Right, so this sensor right here is the MAP, so manifold absolute pressure. This is detecting the pressure inside your manifold relative to absolute, so relative to a vacuum, because when your vehicle is idling, the pressure inside your manifold will be below gauge pressure, below atmospheric pressure. So for those that don't know, atmospheric pressure is about 1 bar, and then when you're drawing in and there isn't any boost, you're going to be below that. So you're going to be somewhere between a vacuum and gauge pressure. So let's say if you're at 500 millibars, that's what your absolute pressure sensor will be telling the engine, so that it knows. It can do its calculations for how much fuel it needs to put in to get the best mixture and put the right power down. So we're going to get Torx bit on there, just 1 bolt, undo it. I actually snapped the connector piece off here. I wonder actually if that's got anything to do with my fault. Hopefully not, because I'll tell you what, that was a little bit easy as well. Anyway, let's pull the sensor out. There's a little... My word. Considering this went in not that long ago, can you see how filthy that is? It's making a good seal though, I think, so we're not got any worries about the leak coming from there, perhaps. Okay, so this is the tube that comes with the pump. That goes into the pump end just there. I'll just put a thin little attachment on, and it goes in, but it's a little bit loose. We want it to make it a little bit of a better seal than that as we're pushing it in. So I'm going to just use, I don't know, see if we can use some of these O-rings that I've got to make a little seal. A couple of O-rings, let's try pushing that on. There we go. Should make a nice seal. Okay, and here's the general setup. It does work. It's not putting a lot of smoke. Oh, it is. Can you see that? That's the idea. Right, so I actually filmed that a few days ago, and none of the film filmed very well when we were pumping the smoke into the manifold. But you get the principle. The idea is to pump the smoke in and see whether you can see any small wispy bits of smoke leaking from any gaps in the manifold. You can use it on the intake side, and you could use it on the exhaust side as well if you're looking for signs of any leaks. So yeah, have a bit of fun with it, and we're on full coronavirus lockdown now, so yeah, it's probably a good time to get mending things on the car, I guess, if you're stuck with twiddling your thumbs with nothing to do. Anyway, stay safe. I'll see you next time.